Welcome back to another edition of the Pagcast. I'm your host, Michael Pagani, joined alongside Winnipeg ICE forward Zach Benson. Zach, welcome to the Pagcast. Thank you again for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Let's get right, to kind of this past season here, the past 2 years, which has seen you start your career in the WHL. And I want to talk about the draft there. First of all, one of the better things to come from the pandemic for you was getting drafted 10th overall by the Winnipeg ICE. How did you celebrate that moment?
Yeah, it was a real special moment in my life and my hockey career. Obviously, the pandemic was going on, so my family just put it on the TV screen, and we watched that. And when my name got called, it was a surreal moment.
And that obviously must have meant a lot for you, to be selected with that group of guys that you're always going to be competing with, throughout kind of the next 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, knowing a bunch of them playing with and against, it was definitely special.
Born in British Columbia like you are, did that kind of make you a Vancouver Canucks fan?
No, my dad's actually from Grand Prairie, so he kind of got me on the Oilers wagon.
Well, at least that's the better Alberta team, as we saw, right?
Yeah, exactly.
My next question for you would be, I guess, your first goal. I want to talk about that as well. It came in the bubble there against Swift Current. It must have been nice to get that first goal and kind of get that weight off your shoulders, because I know from interviewing a lot of other WHL players, sometimes they've had to wait, like a year until they get their first goal.
Yeah, no, it was obviously a really special moment in my career, and obviously it's just a great all-around play by my teammates, and then to be able to capitalize, it was definitely a real special moment.
How did you guys end up creating like momentum for yourselves during the games when there were no fans to generate that?
Yeah, I think everyone, obviously seasons getting canceled in the year previous, and then obviously having to wait another 6 months for hockey games. I think that just says it right there. We were all pretty fired up to even be playing.
What did you do during your days off when there were no games?
We just kind of sat in our dorms, and our team was really good with doing activities and obviously keeping up with schoolwork, all the guys that were in school. So yeah, it was definitely a cool experience.
And I assume that kind of like with your schoolwork, that kind of transition back to in person, right?
Yeah, for sure.
At least that's kind of like how, personally, I really like the in-person school better than online. I'm not too sure how you do with online school, but yeah, online is not made for me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You had the opportunity to go up against Connor Bedard. What's it like going up against a kid who earned that exceptional status?
Yeah, obviously I've played with Connor through Pee Wee and Bantam hockey, and I've obviously played against him. He's a real special player. Obviously, that's why he got granted the exceptional status. And yeah, it's obviously it's special to play a player like that.
How great did it feel to get a full WHL season after what happened with the whole bubble scenario?
Yeah, the bubble was a great experience. I was happy that I could join that, and then obviously having an actual season with travel and all that, it definitely was awesome.
Did you kind of, I guess I should ask, like, how long did it take for you to adjust to the grind of a full WHL season?
Um, Personally, I didn't. There was definitely an adjustment period, but I wouldn't say it was a too difficult of an adjustment period.
This past season, you had 63 points in 58 games, a complete, like, just absolute tearing up the league there. What's it like knowing that teams now have to game plan against your offensive, power?
Um, yeah, obviously having great teammates. Obviously, our team was we had a special group there this year, and so yeah, I think most teams were kind of trying to lock it down when they played against us. But all of us, we've all had the mindset to keep pushing through and keep scoring.
Speaking of those teammates that you're talking about, two in specific come to mind with Matt Savoie and Connor Geeky. Both are draft prospects. What can you say about what they bring to the locker room on a consistent basis?
Yeah, both Geeks and Sav, they're real hard workers, and obviously we know what they can do on the ice. They're special players, and in the locker room, they Geeks is more of a jokester, and he likes to joke around, and Sav likes to keep it pretty serious. And but yeah, both of them are hard workers and great locker room guys.
I guess it's kind of funny that you kind of have both extremes there. You have Geeky who likes to joke around, kind of keep it light during tough times there, and Matt Savoie likes to keep it more serious there.
Yeah, it's definitely it's cool to see the difference, but no, they're both great guys, and we're lucky to have them.
You had the opportunity to play in the Capital City Challenge. What did that mean for you to wear the Team Canada jersey for kind of like the first time?
Yeah, obviously everyone growing up in Canada that plays hockey always that's their dream, is kind of wear that maple leaf, and it was definitely special. I know it was Hockey Canada just did a great job getting that event together. Obviously with the COVID stuff still going on, but no, it was an awesome experience.
What is your biggest takeaway from that experience?
I think just how good players are, and it was just a great experience. First class organization, obviously in Hockey Canada. They treat you like kings, and you realize how important recovery and all that is in a short tournament like that.
I want to talk about the playoffs that you guys just went on. In the first round, you guys went up against the PA Raiders. What was the mentality heading like into that series?
Yeah, obviously Winnipeg and slash Kootenay, they haven't been in the playoffs in the past like 5-6 years. So everyone on the team except a couple guys had playoff experience. Everyone was fired up, and we knew PA was going to come out hard, obviously with us being the 1 seed, and I think we just pushed through.
The second round was against Moose Jaw. You guys ended up being the highest scoring offense in the entire league there. How important was that to use to your advantage?
Yeah, obviously we had a lot of firepower. We could score in many different ways, and yeah, I think we just kept pushing, and we broke through there.
Unfortunately, the playoff run came to an end in the third round against the Oil Kings, who happened to just win against the Sea Dogs there tonight. All season long, the talk was about how many kind of like first round picks the Oil Kings have. How did the locker room, I should say there, kind of block the outside noise?
Yeah, we did a really good job of blocking out the outside noise. Obviously, we knew what Edmonton was capable of. They have a real good group there, but we knew we were just as good as them, and I think it really could have went either way. Obviously, we lost a couple games in overtime, but yeah, you got to move on.
It was just a very tight series through and through. And speaking of that, kind of overtime, what's it like from your perspective playing in playoff overtime?
Yeah, it's obviously cool. It's not much different. Obviously, you want to come out with the win. It's a little more important, but you're still, it's a normal game.
Does your game day routine change when it comes to playoffs?
Personally, no. I like to keep it the same. I don't like to change much. If it's working, it's working. I don't go, overstretch or overdo something, because I think that will just hurt you.
What are you going to do this off season to make yourself better for next year?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep training and keep getting stronger, and yeah, just keep improving my all around game.
Are you going to be working out with any of your teammates?
I think I'm gonna work out and skate a bit with Mikey Milne. He's from down here, but no, he's the only one from down here. So yeah, I'll probably get a couple skates in with him.
Next year is a huge year for you. It's your draft season, or draft year, I should say. How are you going to deal with some of the pressure that comes with that?
It's great having guys like Geeks and Sav to kind of lean on. I don't think you listen to too much outside noise. You kind of keep it dialed in and keep playing your game, and just, yeah, keep focusing on game by game.
It's funny because although you've already kind of played 2 seasons in the dub there, you haven't played every single team. Is there a team that you're kind of looking forward to playing most next season?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I'm hoping we make the BC run so I can play a lot of my buddies that got drafted out here. But yeah, it's gonna be cool to play against all the teams that we haven't played, and obviously to play against the teams that we have played is still gonna be awesome.
It must be a homecoming for you when you do go out to BC there next season.
Yeah, it would be cool. I know I'd have a lot of family members there at the Vancouver Giants game, but either that or the US swing would be awesome.
One of the better things that I like about the CHL, and this goes for O, Q, and Dub, is the teddy bear toss. Did you happen to play in any of those this season?
Yeah, we had one teddy bear toss, and it was a cool moment when Geek scored that goal and all the teddy bears came on. It was definitely a special moment.
And that must have been kind of weird for you because in the bubble it was obviously canceled, and then you come back this season and you see just 14,000 teddy bears rain down from the stands.
Yeah, it was definitely different, even having just people in the crowd. But no, it was like it was a special moment, like I said before. Yeah.
If you were to play another sport, what would it be?
I used to play a little bit of soccer, but I don't think I would pick any other sport than hockey.
For sure. I mean, you got to pick the one that you dominate with, right?
Well, I think it's just the most.
It's your natural talent.
Yeah, exactly.
If you were to get a shot in the shootout, I don't know if there's any goalies listening, but what would be your go-to shootout move?
Um, I like to just come in wide on the left, and I like to sneak at 5-hole. I actually had two shootout attempts this year, and I scored one on Swift, and I missed the other one versus Lethbridge.
As we're closing off this interview here, do you have any advice for younger hockey players?
Yeah, obviously, you just gotta keep focus on the game, and I think watching hockey is just as important as playing it. You learn a lot just watching. Obviously, with the Stanley Cup Finals on and the Memorial Cup right now, there's lots of elite players to watch, and I think watching hockey just helps a lot.
Well, I'd like to thank again Zach Benson for joining me on today's podcast. Thank you again, Zach.
Yeah, thank you.